Good morning, trading world. It is August 30th, 2022, 7:56 a.m. on the East Coast, and this is my pre-market outlook and technical analysis for day trading the SPY. The first is coming. The first is coming. Prepare for the first. As a trader, we have to be prepared for data drops that potentially move the market, like earnings events, CPI reports, Jolts, and so forth. We do have a CPI report at 8 a.m., Shiller at 9 a.m., and Jolts at 10 a.m. These are kind of momentary events that at their time, the market either reacts or doesn't react. However, the first is an important day that isn't particularly marked on your trading calendar. Every first, all the money that is deducted from paychecks or paid into professionally managed retirement funds are released to fund managers to put to work. This is not a binary event. The effects of this can be felt for usually the first 3 days of each new month. I know you are probably shaking your head saying that is 2 days away. What's the big deal? Well, there is some short covering starting to take place, and if you have had a lot of bearish positions on, you need to start managing them now, because it is likely that these next 2 days will build higher lows, which in turn, if you haven't already closed out, rolled, or properly managed those positions, it could lead to giving back all your recent profits or big losses. This short covering activity happening just before the first could snowball into something bigger. So be prepared by taking advantage of pullbacks to manage open bearish positions. With that being said, let's get into the key levels of the day. Alright, here we are back with the key levels of the day. Starting on the resistance side, we have our jack resistance at the 406 to the 407 area. Then we have our queen resistance at 408 to the 409 area. And then king resistance 410 to the 414 area. On the support side, we have our jack support at 405 to the 404 area. Queen support 403 to the 402 area. And king support 401 to the 398 area. Now, as you can see, this black line on the screen represents where we started or where we closed last week. And as you can see, we've pretty much came back to that point. So essentially, we've pretty much done nothing since Friday, and that's a big nothing. When it comes to the thesis for today, the main thesis is bearish, closing below the 402.63 with a projected target low of between 404 and 400. Our alternate thesis is bullish, closing above the 402.63 with a projected target high between 406 and 413. Again, all week you better be prepared for the more explosive alternate thesis. The current major channel we are in is 416 down to 397. The major channel below is 397 down to 379. We just had one heck of a run on Friday. Monday, even though we gapped down and remained a downtrend day type, it had a lot of consolidation properties. Now, because the run was so big, we could still be in consolidation mode today. So let's get to the scenarios of the day. Alright, here we are with our first scenario and most probable, which is our rounded reversal day type structure. We could get a continued push lower toward the jack or queen support area and find midday chop around either the queen or king support before spending the same energy we used coming down to go back up the second half of the day. So that's our rounded reversal day type structure. We usually always have a vice versa alert on our rounded reversal day type structure, and that would look like this due to the data drops or reports we have coming out. CPI at 8, Jolts and case Shiller. It could impact where we start before the cash open. So if we do get the vice versa, it would look like this, where we likely continue higher, find our midday chop around either our jack or queen resistance area, then find our midday chop either around that queen, maybe possibly the king resistance area, and then come down with the same amount of force the second half of the day that we went up with the first half of the day. So that's the vice versa on the rounded reversal day type structure. Alright, our next most probable scenario is our trend day up. We open gap up, start with a fade back toward the previous close represented by the blue line. We find support on or before that previous close, then begin the uptrend of the day, better known as our golden window, the best time to trade. We find midday chop around either the possible queen or king resistance. And usually we begin the second half of the day with a head fake looking to continue the primary trend in the morning. But usually that head fake wears off and we get a fade somewhere near or going into the close. So that's our trend day up day type structure. Alright, here we are with the last scenario. It is our expansive range day structure. We could look to chop lower, crossing the previous close at some point, then reversing it and chopping higher, pushing the previous high boundary made during the pre-market session. And I wouldn't be surprised if even then we reverse again, going to retest wherever we open at this morning, and then kind of consolidating there for the rest of the day, or until after the close, where we'll start to reverse again. So those are the three scenarios that I will be preparing for. A day like this is kind of hard to peg because we had such a run on Friday. It left a lot of order flow and open imbalances way above us, but yet again it was such a big run that it is quite possible that we stick in this area and consolidate some more before we try to go back up and get those leftover imbalances above us. And this is why I say we need to take advantage of the pullbacks today to kind of manage or get out of any bearish positions that are left, because if this short covering continues and we have this setup coming into the first with all that new money being put to work, it could really snowball into something. So we have to be prepared. With that, as always, your most important job as a trader is to protect the capital that you already have. We do that by understanding and knowing the risk that we have on in each position that we take, and we manage that risk in accordance to our account size. With that, I'd like to wish you a positive trading day. Hope you have a great one.